Good afternoon, everyone. How lovely to see you. I'm so excited today because we are shining a light on Jen Pappel, telling her what a difference she makes to our lives and thanking her. She Inspires started 4 years ago when I attended a tribute to my mother. After the magical evening, we sat down and talked about how each of her students, she'd been a dance teacher for 40 years, had achieved so much more than they thought they would in their lives because she had believed in them. And my mum had no idea of the difference she had made. She was completely blown away, and she was in her early 70s. And I realized that night we just don't take the time to look around us often enough, single people out who lift us up or make a difference to our lives and say thank you. My mum inspired me to launch She Inspires a few weeks later during International Women's Month. Jen is mum of a toddler, a corporate events manager, and a Zumba instructor. She was nominated for She Inspires 2021. Jen, welcome. How amazing to see you. You have such a beautiful energy and spirit. Tell us how you feel about your nomination.
Oh, thank you, Penny. Thank you for having me today. Gosh, how do I feel? Just super, super honoured, super pumped about it, and really, proud to be alongside all these amazing women that you've had nominated for the award this year. So yeah, it's fantastic. Thank you.
Again, there is something quite special about your nomination, and that is that 23 of your super keen and inspired Zumba fans nominated you. I've got to say that's a lot of admin on my part. And I'm going to hold Jana to account for this. Hello, Jana. Welcome.
Hi.
And I do speak on behalf of 23 people. Yay!
So those who don't know me, I've met before. I'm Jana. I've been dancing with them for 5 years, just over now. We first went 5 years ago with my best friend Becky, who was also one of the nominees and is watching live. Hello, all the ladies that are watching. I fell in love with Zumba straight away and was in absolute awe of Jen. She just amazing, life and soul, just made me feel so good at a time I wasn't feeling me. And I'm here today representing all 23 of us that have nominated you and every single one of your amazing Zumba crew. We all absolutely love you. We all have our separate reasons for doing your class, and all of us that nominated you have our slight different reasons, but there is one clear reason that we all nominated you. We're just so grateful for what you do, for the classes that you provide us and the support and stuff that is there. You're a shining light in a world that has not been all that bright recently. Sorry, okay, a bit emotional.
So beautiful.
You lead us so brilliantly. You're always positive, enthusiastic, joyful, and you're just sheer excitement for the classes when we come on. Seeing your smiling face just is amazing. When we couldn't do the classes face to face in person anymore, you worked tirelessly to bring them online for us, to give us that community that we've already built and made it stronger and stronger. This lockdown, you've increased it by another class, which I have to say I love because I can do more than one a week. You know, that we've got the chat on a Saturday after which is fabulous. Just that connection to people outside of your individual unit. The WhatsApp group is always buzzing. There's always some comment or something funny and entertaining there, bringing us all together. Your lust for life, your ability to work full time, bringing up your beautiful daughter is truly, and still having time for us, is truly inspirational.
That is remarkable.
Well and truly deserve this, Jen. We love you from the bottom of our hearts. Thank you for keeping it up.
Oh,
That's beautiful. Jen, I got an undercover spy to go and get some footage of you doing class, and I just want to show a few seconds of it. It looks amazing. Isn't that cool? I'm actually like moving right now. Yay! Oh, that's so cool. Jen, I've got a real crew of people who just want to, tell you how amazing you are. And the next one is one of your biggest fans, Lucy. Welcome, Lucy.
Oh my goodness, can you imagine being given the opportunity to big up someone that you find so inspiring? And Jana, I'm like already misty-eyed just from your one. Because this award for me, what is so amazing is that you are somebody who I don't think actually realizes or has any awareness of the impact that you have on people. And this was even before COVID and lockdown. So I know Jen. I'm Lucy, by the way. And I know Jen. I know Jen from when we were thrown into motherhood. We had our baby girls within a few weeks of each other. We were in an NCT class together where it supposedly prepares you for having children. But oh my goodness, I don't know. I think if I didn't have Google, I would have been struggling. But as when we were in the class together and all the other parents were kind of asking about, how long should a baby sleep and when should they eat? And Jen and I were kind of on the, is it okay to drink wine if you're still breastfeeding? And as soon as that happened, I was like, you and me are going to be pals. And, it was such a life-changing moment, but I clicked with you because you are somebody who was totally genuine. And I've had a couple of, struggles with different things. After I had my second daughter, I had a bit of the baby blues, which I know some people may have experienced. And it's just that stable person. She's there. She knows, she kind of picks up on things. And she's one of those people you can phone and just cry on. And just kind of, when you're feeling a bit like, when you are feeling at that time, I didn't want to tell anybody because I felt bad for feeling bad, and I felt guilty, and I had mum guilt, and I had the tiredness, and I had all of that. And Jen was that person that really kind of came alongside me. And, I've been a part of her Zumba as well. So I know her on a personal level, but I also found a love for Zumba that I'd never done before. Because I have to say my experience with Zumba before Jen was a bit kind of like... and so I'd go in the evening, I'd feel low, I'd feel a bit depressed, and I had those moments, and I'd walk in late usually, which normally I had to be in the front row, which is worst nightmare for someone with my lack of coordination. Everyone can see you. Where you've got see-through leggings on, and Jen's there, and she's smiling, and you cannot help but just come out of that dark place. She brings light to everybody that knows her, honestly, and I just know so many people who could say the same. So I am so privileged. You can always forget what people say to you, but you'll never forget how they make you feel. And that for Jen is the best thing. And I'm so honored to have her as a best friend. So I'm like telling everyone my friend is up for this nomination. Nominated, Jen. You need to recognize how much you are loved and appreciated. And if you just look at those comments that some of the ladies from the Zumba made, you've offered a place that is out of isolation, that's out of loneliness, And that is just, and you know, you might think, I'm just dancing, I'm just doing what I love, but that's just it. And that's just you as a person. You are absolutely that to people. So thank you for being my friend, and thank you for encouraging me. And I'm just so proud of you. And I'm going to stop crying now because I'm getting crying.
Oh, bless you. I've also got another friend of yours, Jen, who wants to tell you how amazing you are. Emily.
Hi, Jen. Hi, everyone.
Hello.
I completely agree with what everyone has said so far. I have had the absolute privilege of knowing Jen for best part of 20 years. We met at university, and I've been lucky enough to be housemates with Jen in this country and in Italy as well when we lived out there. So lots of stories with that one. But the thing that has always been consistent with Jen across the 20 years is she's positive. She has this zest for life, this enthusiasm, and it goes to everybody around her. We had some interesting times in Italy, but one of the ones that was really stressful for us, we just got to Italy, we had got some temporary accommodation, and it was on about the 4th or the 5th floor of this apartment block, and we had to move apartments very, very quickly for all sorts of reasons, and it was stressful and it was difficult, and Jen didn't see any of that. Jen was like a cheetah running up and down those stairs, carrying duvets and suitcases and everything we owned, shoving it in a taxi, going across town. We didn't know anybody. We didn't know the town. Language was a bit sketchy at that point. And she looked at me, she smiled, she said, this is just all part of the adventure. And this is the same Jen that I have known for 20 years. I am honoured to call one of my closest friends. And she's also godmother to my son, who would like to say a bit as well.
Hey, Max.
Bye.
Hi, Max.
Boy.
Jen is a really fun person and really kind. Her Zumba classes are really fun, and I like to do them, and I can't always do the moves, but I like them anyway.
He does try them.
And she makes Mummy smile and laugh whenever Mummy's around her, and
that's pretty true. So I cannot think of a more deserving person to be nominated and to hopefully win. Jen, you're an absolute treasure, and I'm completely rooting for you because this is just so well deserved.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. I've got goosebumps all over. And we've got another lady to come and tell you how amazing you are. Kim, welcome.
Absolutely agree with everything everyone has said, obviously. And this nomination, Jen, I hope that you know that you completely deserve it. It's a reflection of how everyone who meets you feels about you. I know Jen slightly differently. She and I met at a bank in London. She's an events manager and I was a contractor for them doing content communications. And she was absolutely the happiest person in this building. So it's a very male-dominated industry. Let's be honest, half the time people are fairly miserable at work, particularly in a bank. She was 100% the happiest person in the room. And so one day I actually got to sit next to her and I was completely delighted. And we got talking and we found out, actually, we both lived in Harpenden. And then we nailed it down further. We both lived on the same road. So she went from being someone who brought much needed joy to an office on the days I was in to becoming my friend and my neighbor. And I have to say, over the, I think 5 years I've known her, the positivity that she radiates is amazing. Whether it's in an office, whether it's to her Zumba class, whether it's in my kitchen drinking fizz. It's no surprise that her local Zumba is so popular. She dances like nobody's watching, even though everybody's actually watching. No matter what life has thrown at her in the 5 years I've known her, whether it's the stress of events management, the ups and downs of motherhood, you face everything with your beautiful smile, and it's impossible not to be affected by that. I think that your positivity is really infectious. I'm really grateful when we hang out. I always know it's going to be a great time. You bring that level of optimism that's needed, and it's impossible not to be inspired by her. So thank you for being part of my life. Look forward to seeing you more when lockdown's over.
Yeah.
Oh, brilliant. And Jen, one more wild card. Welcome, Matt.
You naughty little bungle. I was quizzing him last night. I was like, has Penny been in touch with you? Are you going to be like, no.
Oh, my dog's just joined us.
Matt, you wrote such a beautiful message in the WhatsApp group about Jen. I thought that it just wouldn't be the same unless you said it to her directly.
I can't actually remember what I wrote, but I suppose the key thing for me listening to this is that everything that everyone has said is massively true, and I think that two things. Well, the major thing that really impresses me about Jen, apart from the fact that she has to put up with me, is that she has been able to do all of this and connect with people in such a way whilst building a life as well, and moving out of London, moving to a place she didn't know anyone, buying a house, go through an absolute car crash of a house build, effectively living separately, and our daughter living separately for most of the week whilst it was being done, changing job roles, doing all the pressure that comes with work, the pressure that comes with the house, the pressure of having me living with her, all those things combined, she was able to navigate those, handle them incredibly well, but affect so many other people and build a life that impacts other people. And something I work with people, that's sort of people-focused job. And one of the things I always talk to people about is it's not about what car you drive or how big your house is or how much money you got in the bank. You can really measure the impact you have and the success you have in your life by the way you make people feel and the way people talk about you and the position they hold you in. And if someone has got something good to say about you, then you're doing a pretty good job. And I think you're in a situation here where a lot of people want to say a lot of good things about you. And I think that's just testament to how you've impacted everyone in such a fantastic way. And that's from our family, but also your extended family and all the people that love you. So well done.
Oh, thanks, baby.
Do you want to respond to all this, Jen?
Oh, guys, honestly, I'm sat here like tears streaming down my face, and it's just so lovely to see all of you together. First of all, wow! And oh, thank you so much, girls, and Matt, obviously. You know, I'm so lucky to have all of you in my life, and you know, I never take it for granted at all. Like the friendships that I've got, the life I've created here, the friendships I've had for 20 years. Crikey, Emily, is it 20 years? You know, you're all so important to me, and you know, from the bottom of my heart, thank you all for supporting this crazy Zumba thing, because you know, it's bad when you first come along, like, what is this crazy person doing at the front of the class? And it means so much to me, because I know that it can help other people. I know that it can spread positivity, and it's all the health and well-being aspects to it, and it's also what I love is that it's become bigger than me now. It's its own thing. It's created its own community, and I just love that. So thank you. I couldn't have done it without all of your support. So I really appreciate all of you.
Oh, wow. Jen, it's so clear from what everyone says that you make such a positive difference to so many lives. That's just totally amazing. Congratulations for being nominated for She Inspires. And another thing that's testament to you is all these people here today, they just stood up and turned up immediately. In fact, look at the number of them as well. You know, I had to give them a limit. You make a difference to so many people. Congratulations. I'm going to just give you the link for voting for Jen. You've got to vote for Jen. There's only a little bit of time left over. Voting closes at midnight tomorrow. So go and visit www.pennybird.co.uk/She Inspires and vote. It only takes a minute. But wow, guys, thank you so much for coming. We've got 2 more live streams of the 14 nominations, and they're taking place on Mother's Day. Oh, I've just got another comment that's come in. Patricia loved what you said, Matt. That's so cool. Thank you, Jana. I'm really impressed. How do you keep making comments on Facebook while you're busy on here as well? I can't possibly do so many things at once. Breath. Well, thank you, everyone. It's been such a pleasure to hear those beautiful stories. I hope you're walking on air for the rest of the day, Jen.
All right.
Take care.
Well done, Jen.
Bye, everyone.
Yes, guys.
Thank you.